like, I don't know, 130 miles from El Paso. I got a check engine light in the middle of the desert in Texas.
If you want me, then I believe that there's a simple remedy. We don't need no miracle. I think we've seen it all. Just make the call. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle. It's unconditional. Just make the call, and I'll be yours.
All right, it's finally time. About to head out to El Paso. Well, I'm about to head out to a kind of long-winded path to El Paso, but yeah, had to take care of some important things first, as you can see here. Um, it's like 3:30. Actually, I think it's like 3:40 now, and I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna be like, "Wow, Tian just woke up at like noon and is super late." And no, that's not the case. I am a little bit late, but I plan to leave at 3 in order to get to Dallas after working hours in order to meet my friends, Jonathan and Mara. Should be able to get there before Jonathan does, but yeah, I'm excited. As you can see, I have my neck gaiter here and ready to go. I have packed a lot of things this time, so excited to show you what that looks like. Alright, so setup is pretty similar to last time. This time I actually put my RAM mount horizontally. It's not the best for navigation, but I actually destroyed my USB-C cable right here on the last trip because it kept slamming against my tank bag here, so horizontal should fix that issue. Tank bag still holds all the same stuff, motorcycle maintenance gear and emergency supplies. But now, because I'm doing a 7+ day long trip, I have multiple things here. So the same saddle bags from Lomo. This time, this side just holds liquids, so maintenance items for oil change, cleaners, and the spray that I use to disinfect my hotels. And then this side holds all of my motorcycle like weather gear. So it has the jacket liner as well as my rain gear and a couple other items as well. And then I moved all of my clothes into this guy here. This is my React's 80-liter duffel bag. As you can see here from Revzilla, put this nice sticker here. So this holds all of my clothes and a couple other items as well. This will hold the majority of the weight of my luggage. For my last trip, I found out that I was holding a little bit too much weight on these bags, and it was putting a lot of stress on the seams that I didn't find comfortable with. So I migrated a lot of weight onto here, so that should fix that issue. And hopefully with this setup, I should also have a lot more room for souvenirs and other things from El Paso. I also brought this second helmet here. So Charlie, whenever you see this, this has your name on it. But yeah, otherwise it is basically the same setup. It was successful on my way around hill country, so I'm sure it's going to be successful on this trip as well.
I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle. It's unconditional. Just make the call, and I'll be yours. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle. It's unconditional. Just make the call, and I'll be yours.
Alright, just made it to Dallas. Pretty excited. So here with Jonathan and Mara. It was a nice long drive. Jonathan made it a good, I don't know, half an hour after me. So it was a long night, but yeah, fun drive. So now we're gonna have some Thai food. I don't know, anything you guys want to say? Or...
Glad to have you here.
Awesome. Gonna have some fun. Alright guys, made it to Dallas. Pretty exciting. It was a little bit later than I wanted. It was like 8:30 p.m. It's pretty dark, but yeah, happy to be here. Happy to see Jonathan and Mara. But yeah, it wasn't too exciting of a day. I basically spent 4 hours just going straight up 45 north towards Dallas, going like 80 miles an hour the whole way through. Made the wind pretty tiring, but oh well. It is what it is. I mean, I think I rode the farthest I've ever ridden in one day, which is 260 miles. So, good on me. Level up, I guess. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll wake up at some relatively early hour, see Jonathan and Mara, and then maybe explore a little bit of Dallas before I head out to Midland, Texas. So, that'd be exciting. 1/3 of my trip towards El Paso done. Looking good, not too tired. Pretty excited for the rest of my travels and the actual El Paso and all of those parts with Charlie and Joe. Signing off. Alright guys, it's pretty windy out, so I apologize for the audio quality. I'm in the middle of the stockyards in downtown Fort Worth here. It's pretty interesting. It's like a remnants of an old west town right in the middle of downtown. So I almost missed it trying to go through, all the big buildings and such and downtown roads. You can see it's pretty busy as well. But Mara recommended I check this place out because apparently, like I said, it has this old west town feel. And on the weekends, I guess they have rodeos here and they bring like horses and other animals on the streets. So pretty wild. I can't imagine what it would look like on the weekend when they do that. But yeah, hot take. I can kind of see how Dallas predominantly votes blue and Fort Worth predominantly votes red, given what I've seen here. So yeah, kind of makes sense to me now. Anyway, it's like 2:30 p.m. here. I really need to head out to Midland before it gets dark. It's supposed to be 4 to 5 hour journey, and I'm sure it's going to be 70, 80 miles an hour all the way there. So I'm in the middle of Abilene, Texas. Just got some gas, eating some ice cream or a milkshake right here. It's super windy outside. I'm getting pretty tired of it. I'm getting pretty tired of I-20 West in general, just going 80 miles an hour with the wind trying to blow me off and having to pass semis every half mile. So I'm gonna go and try and route towards 180. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more interesting. And then in a couple hours I'll be in Midland. Finally made it to Midland, Texas. It was a long journey. I think this is the longest single route I have taken thus far on my motorcycle at all. I think there's going to be one similar distance on the way back, but in any case, I knew it was going to be a bit of a struggle because it was 5 hours of riding on highways that have 75 mile per hour speed limits. But I did not expect the wind and the cold. It was so windy, basically all the way throughout At a certain point on the ride, there was a point where my left foot was uncontrollably shivering from how cold it was. I did see a huge wind farm. I've seen some wind farms, but I've never seen them on the scale that I saw them here in West Texas. And not only that, but I passed by some pump jacks as well that were right next to these wind farms, which I thought was a really great metaphor for Texas, the Texas energy industry. But yeah, I actually just came back from dinner. I came back from this place called Opal's Table. Shout out to Ivana for recommending me this place. It was awesome. The food was great, and I had one drink as well, which was really tasty. There was this like rum cocktail or something or another. But yeah, you did tell me that it was going to be like a $20 to $30 affair, and I ended up leaving there with a tab of $65. So not sure where that came from, but it was well worth it. It was really good. But yeah, it's getting late. I'll probably go to bed really soon and then head out to El Paso to finally make it to my destination, meet up with my companions in travel, Charlie and Joe, and see where the rest of the main vacation takes me. Alright, I'm at the Permian Basin Petroleum Museum. They have a really awesome collection of pumps, historic pumps, and other upstream equipment for view here. And they have both a walking and driving track to explore it all. It's really cool. Thanks, Ashley, for recommending this place to me. I also went inside. They had lots and lots of exhibits of different drill bits and ways, the history of the Permian Basin, and all the stuff that folks have been doing here in order to be getting oil, and all the way up to modern times and technologies. I'm gonna go and spend a little bit of time here, then grab a quick lunch, and then try to book it to El Paso. Alright, finally made it to El Paso. Met up with Charlie here. He actually rode for the first time on the back of the bike, so pretty exciting. Unfortunately, 130 miles from El Paso, I got a check engine light in the middle of the desert in Texas. I was really worried because I thought my bike would blow up on the way back here, because there was literally nothing for 100 miles in either direction for me to stop and get it looked at or anything. So there's only one way to go, and that was towards El Paso. On top of that, I also came like within a mile of running out of gas. Turns out there's also no gas stations like within 100 miles in the desert. So yeah, that was 2 close calls within a really short time span. I just dropped it off here at, here it is, Viva Power Sports, like literally right as they close. So hopefully tomorrow they'll be able to take a look at it and see what it is. Obviously hoping it's nothing major because I need to get back. But yeah, really interested to hear what they say tomorrow on the condition of the bike. It rode fine. I didn't see any issues, no smoke, no leaking, nothing like that. So I'm not too worried, but I'd rather get some confirmation from, you know, some folks who know what they're talking about. So yeah, Charlie and I are about to get some food here, and then hopefully meet up with Joe like at 9 p.m. and figure out the rest of our trip.